Namaste and hello, my beautiful girls. It's a long time since I was trying to actually do this video. There are not gonna be no cards right now. I'm not gonna take any cards right now and do any spreads. But if you listen to what I say, it's probably going to completely change your life or completely make you understand several things. I hope so. I do what I feel um, my heart wants me to do. I have been told or sent this story some time ago, and this will help you understand so many things in several moments that sometimes it takes us years and years and years to understand. Especially I am addressing to karmic halves, of course, and I'm addressing to twin flames. So the story is about a frog. So this is a story. Once upon a time, there was this beautiful, 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 gorgeous girl. She was wearing this beautiful, beautiful dress. She had those shiny, beautiful hair, and she was just a joy herself. The sun was shining through her. She felt so beautiful. She felt so good. She felt so wonderful, like the sunshine. She was sparkling like the water in the creek. She was sparkling like champagne and crystal glass. She just was shining. She was breathing joy and happiness, and suddenly she sees this ugly, hideous, terrible looking frog or a toad. She feels disgusted and she's like, "What a disgusting little creature," she says. And he said, "Actually, young girl, I am enchanted prince or king. Once upon a time, there was a evil witch turned me into this ugly, ugly, ugly creature, this toad frog." How can that even be? That girl says. And he said, "Yeah, yeah. So I have this beautiful kingdom. I am extremely beautiful. I am wealthy. I am rich. I am this and I am that. If you remove the spell, I will marry you and we will be living happily ever after. I always will be with you. I will be loving you. I will be cherishing you. I will be doing beautiful things to you. I will make love to you all night long, tenderly and gently. You're going to be the happiest one in the whole wide world. I will give you flowers. You're going to wear beautiful dresses. I'm going to buy you a private jet. I don't know, whatever." "And what am I supposed to do to, remove that spell?" she asks him. He tells her, "That's not easy. That's actually is very, very difficult because that spell is really, really tough. So this is what you need to do. Now you need to put me in the palms of your hands, and then you have to bring me home, and you have to put me on your beautiful, smelling beautifully bed. You have to kiss me every single day. You have to cook for me every single day, 5 times a day, very beautiful dishes. You have to take me outside. Uh, you do it all. You do everything I say. You love me with all in you. You do anything I say. You just obey me. And like whatever my wishes all have to come true, all have to be done. And one morning, you're going to wake up. you're gonna wake up and you're gonna see, instead of this ugly, ugly toad, you're gonna see this beautiful King Ahsoka, okay, that gorgeous Emperor Alexander the Great, that Julius Caesar, whatever, you will see the beautiful man and the kingdom, and your life is gonna be so happy. So she was listening to him, listening to him, listening to him. She looks at him and she's like, this guy, like, she's horrible, just terrible. So, but come on, she's like, what if he's right? What if he is right? What if he tells me the truth? So she started to imagine herself in a beautiful castle wearing those beautiful dresses and being a queen, and he's the king next to her, so on and so on. So she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it. So she takes him into her palms of her hands and just brings him home, this the toad frog. So her life completely changes since that day. Her life completely 100% changes, and she no longer running in the fields, swimming in the ocean. She's no longer happy. The thing is that this man, toad, enchanted toad prince, turned out to be a really, really pain in the neck, let alone any other places. And so he demanded this freshly cooked croissants and bechamel sauce for dinner, and he wanted to sleep only in her bed, and he was smelling. He was horrible, and all day long she was feeding him, worshiping him, clinging after him, kissing him. So she did not have no more time for herself. She didn't think what she really wanted, who she really was. She stopped putting pretty dresses. She was only taking care of that enchanted prince, so called, and day after day, day after day, months after months, and nothing is happening. And that voice deep inside of that girl says, little, just listen, just throw him away, just get rid of him, throw him away. But she's like, but what if he's telling the truth? What if he's telling me the truth? What if just tomorrow he's gonna wake up and turn into a prince? Maybe tomorrow she's gonna have the castle and she's gonna have this beautiful life. Not necessarily a castle. Some of you would be wonderful and happy just with a little home, your man out there, so on and so on. Does it remind you something, girls with married men out there, huh? Wait a little longer, wait a little longer, wait a little longer, wait a little longer. I can't leave now because she's upset because I don't know, her favorite mouse died. Oh, I cannot do it now because the kids have to go to school. Then the kids have to go to middle school. The kid have to go to high school. The kid have to go to college. The kid have to, oh, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. You have to wait one day. Just soon you're gonna wake up. You're gonna wake up and see this beautiful king, and you'll be my queen, and so on and so on. Here is an example of a narcissist, you know, of do what I say, just give me all you have, give me all you have, give me all you have, and one day I'm going to turn into a king. Give me everything you have. The more you give, the more you suffer, the more you step on your own throat. Just give me, and then one day I'm gonna turn into this king. So several months passes by, and the girl, you would not, nobody was able to recognize her, because from happy, beautiful, powerful, shining girl, she turned into some exhausted, absolutely unhappy, miserable, depressed girl. So one day, this frog was becoming more and more bad, worse and worse and worse, and Once he yelled at her, and she started to cry. And she came outside and she started to cry. And then she sees this magical bird, and the bird asks her, "Hey, what is wrong with you? Why are you so sad? Why are you so exhausted? Why you look so terrible?" And she said, "Well, I have this frog in my house. He yells at me. He uses me. He makes me do all kinds of things for him, and I'm so tired and I'm so exhausted." And the bird says, "What is your problem? Why you keep him in your house?" And she said, "But you see, and a bird says, "And who exactly brought this frog into your house, into your life? Who did it to you? Who did such a horrible thing to you?" And she says, "Well, I did it myself. I actually brought him myself." "Why?" "Well, he said that he will turn into a prince and a king, and he's enchanted king, and he was gonna one morning, if I do everything he tells me, if I just obey him, if I just do everything, I give and I give and I give, and one day he's just gonna wake up and become a beautiful king, and I'm gonna be his queen, and we're gonna be happy." And a bird says, "Idiot, just throw him out of your home and start living, start being happy." And a girl was like, "No." Girls, these are quite a bit of you like this, quite a bit of my clients who say, "What do I need to do to change him? What do I need to do to make him see that I'm his joy and happiness?" I'm telling you this fairy tale so you can see yourself out there. It's tough. So the bird says, this magical bird, she says, "You just kick him out of your house. What are you doing?" "But what if it's true? What if he will turn into one day into the king, into the prince, and it was kingdom and everything else?" And a bird tells her, "Okay, but what if you spend the rest of your life kissing him, feeding him, and doing everything he tells you? And that's not going to happen. Then what's going to happen?" "I don't know." So she decides to go to a witch, like myself. She decides to go to a witch. To make a long story short, she goes to different witches. Like you girls, you see lots of readings and you go to many psychics. Girls, I've seen sometimes very sad cases. When it was recently, about a week ago, this beautiful gifted girl, she told me, "You are my reader number 10. And out of 10, you the only one who told me that he was not nice and he was not loving me and he was not like, you're the only one." And I said, "Well, then why don't you believe the other 9 who are telling you this frog is going to turn into a prince? It's been 2 years you've been waiting. Nothing happened. You keep on getting those readings like this girl." So what happens to this girl? She goes to the witch of the forest. The witch of the forest says, "Oh, come back in 2 days." So when she come back in 2 days, the witch of the forest says, "This is not a king. That's just a frog. He's just using you. Don't waste your time. He's never going to be a king. Just throw him away." And she got very upset, just like those of you to which I tell you the same thing. This man is never going to change. That's just the way he is. He's not going to change his ways. And you asking me, will he stop cheating? And I look at the cards, I use my intuition, my gift, and I say, he will not. He will not. Will he do this? No. He promised me he will be with me. He's going to divorce his wife. They are miserable with each other. They don't love each other. He promised me. It's been already 10 years. Will he actually do it? And when I tell you no, he will not. He feels perfectly fine this way. He has his home, his wife, for his routine. He doesn't want to change. And here he has you for love, for being feeling pampered, loved, and entertained, and everything else. He's perfectly fine. He has you, he has her, he probably has somebody else on the side as well. No, he's not gonna do this, but you don't believe me. You're telling me, like this girl, well, maybe that witch is wrong. That is an old witch. She's 700 years old. Maybe she's wrong. So she comes to the sorceress of the mountains. Again, sorceress of the mountains tells her, this is a frog. This is not a king, a prince. You are going to waste your life and your time. Just throw him away. And she thought, no, this one is wrong as well. Maybe they just envy me. Maybe they want to be queens themselves. I know better. So she goes to all witches and sorcerers and all kinds of magicians, and they all tell her that it's a frog. Get rid of him because your life is going to be ruined. So she doesn't believe any of them. So one day she comes outside after being very, very tired, after being very, very exhausted, and she falls asleep from exhaustion. And when she falls asleep, she sees an old, very, very terribly looking woman. Terribly looking. Her face is old and not at all pretty. Her home looks like a hot. She's dressed in some terrible outfit. She looks like this old witch she went to, and she's asking her, "Who are you?" And that old, ugly, terribly looking old woman, she said, "You don't know who I am. I am you. I am you in many years. This is me. I was taking care of that frog, thinking that one day he's going to turn into a prince, into a king. I didn't believe anybody who told me it's not going to happen. I believed only him. I believed only him. I believed only him. I loved this. I loved him. I wanted this kingdom and a king, and I was afraid if I kick him out, then it's never going to happen again. But yesterday he died. He died just because he was old. He died, and I was crying, not after the frog. I was crying after myself, after the years wasted, after the life wasted, after the opportunities wasted, possibilities wasted. I can no longer become a young, beautiful girl, a woman. I can no longer enjoy life. I can no longer do this. Look at me, this old woman was screaming at her. Look at me. I am your future. This is me. I am you in the future. And the girl woke up. The girl woke up and came back into the house, and she took the frog and took him to the field and threw him away into the field. And this is how she made her choice. So moral of this story is, many of you are in relationship with the frog like this, hoping that if you give and give and give, they're gonna turn into a beautiful king or a beautiful prince. And how many of you cry when I do reading for you? And I cry with you because I am an empath. I am feeling your pain. I am capable of feeling your pain. Those of you who had reading with me, you know I scream and I cry and I cry and I yell. Actually, I argue with high forces when I see there is no way out there. And I'm like, give me something. Give me some light. I don't see any light here. And this is those of you who are with relationship with narcissists. Those of you who with relationship was abusive, not just physically abusive, psychologically abusive, emotionally abusive. And some of you say, I want to keep him in my life in the sake of my children or my child. Tell me what kind of how happy that child is going to be seeing his mother miserable and his father mistreating his mother. Please cut this bullshit. Sorry, my language, I'm doing it for children. If children have mother who is dying inside, they feel it, they know it, and they will blame it on themselves. How many of you believe this kind of man? Now, there is a little thing I want to say here. What comes to, if we're talking karmic and twin flame, from karmic, if it's a karmic fraud, you can throw him away. You don't have to hold for 700 years. You already were put together. And if you're miserable and he is not changing, and most of men don't change, then throw him away and live your life. It's all about you. Now, twin flames. Twin flames, who is the frog? The frog is his 3D self. I have already explained it in my other videos. That there are two of him. One is his soul level. You take his baby picture. This is true him. You love his soul. His soul loves you. But if he is under influence of dark side, under ego, then there is two of him. There is the one who is 3D and who very often can be that frog, manipulator, narcissistic, sometimes even worse than that, those of you who experienced it. That is one thing is his soul, one thing is his 3D self. Twin flame, here is the solution here in this fairy tale for you as well. It is about you. This is about you. This is about you. If you are that exhausted, miserable, tired, suffering soul, hoping he miraculously gonna change, he's your mirror, then he's gonna be that frog. If you turn yourself into this girl, sparkling, shining, living to her highest soul potential, then that frog will turn into the king. Because what comes to twin flame, he is the king in that skin of the frog. But if you are worshiping him, obeying him, allowing him to use you, abuse you, cheat on you, lie to you, he's gonna keep on being that frog. You detach yourself and heal yourself. If you don't heal yourself, it's never gonna change. You're healing yourself. Your maximum power inside is going to help him wake up. It depends on you. You are his light. You are his hope. But without the light inside of you, you cannot shine on him as well. Suffering, pain, feeling worthless. What is unconditional love? What is this unconditional love? People don't understand. Lots of people think that conditional love is unconditional. You think I came to this like in 2 days? It took me 4 years. I was a faithful slave of my twin. If I was told to steal, to kill, to lie, to give my life for him, I would do it like this. I was there. I know. I've experienced this. I've told you already. I am a twin flame which had been in this since age 5, and I will be 45. So 40 years. I have gone through all of it. You think I did it by myself? No, I couldn't pull myself out. As powerful as I am, I couldn't. So I made a video about two healers who can help you out with this, but I had many people working with me. Being honest with you, I've had about over 20 healers. Why? Because they're from different parts of the world. Because one look at me, they knew I was a twin. But those of them who knew who he was immediately saw who my twin is and what the hell is going on here and where I am and where am I supposed to be. So this is what you need to understand. This is what you need to understand. What is unconditional love? I will give you a very simple example. Unconditional love doesn't mean you have to be that girl. You have to do whatever he tells you, bringing yourself to his feet and do whatever he tells you. That's not gonna work. You are gonna destroy yourself and he's gonna keep on being that frog. Okay? This is lose-lose situation. Now, when you have a kid, when you have a child, the child, whatever he does, whatever happens, he drops your favorite vase, he burns, I don't know, your favorite tea kettle. No matter what a child does, you love him. He is a A+ student, you love him. He fails every grade, you love him. You love him unconditionally. This is your child. You don't love your kid only when he's good. You don't love your kid only if he plays guitar, piano, and everything else. You love unconditionally. This doesn't mean when your kid does something not right, you're gonna just say, oh, I love you. No, you're gonna tell him, I don't think this is right. And you made me feel really hurt. I do love you, but this is not how it's supposed to be done. So I trust you. I believe you. I believe you can fix it. Unconditional love doesn't mean you have to be absolutely take everything he puts on you. Unconditional love, that you look at, you detach. It's detached love. Detached. He wants to go around and be with other women. Just look at him like it's your kid doing it, and then like, okay, whatever, you want to do this, you want to do this. He wants to be away from you, he chooses to do this, let him. Don't feel hurt. Don't. It's conditional. Of course you want him. Of course you want him. You want him with you. You want to do this, you want to do this, but it's conditional. You want, when he comes to you, he comes to you because he's awakened. He comes to you of his free will. He comes to you because he realized, I am a twin. Love is the greatest force in universe, and the will of God's. If I go against it, I'm gonna go against God, universe, whatever. You want him to come to you absolutely free after realizing everything, after feeling it all in every cell of him, after his soul is awakened. But that can happen only if you are whole, if you are shining inside, if you are living to your maximum potential. If you are knowing who you are, what you want, where you are standing. If you are a twin, you have been possessing a huge gift since birth. Healers, inspirations to the world. Start telling your story. Write down your story with your twin. If things go how I was predicted and how I want them to go, I want to unite the stories of twin flames, of real twins, and some karmics. After I tell my story to the world, if I survive after that, if I survive after that, then I want the other twins to unite and tell their stories. Write down your story. Write it down even if you have never written a single word, because if you're a twin, you possess every gift out there. You can be a singer, a dancer, a writer, a healer, a motivation speech person. Write your story. Be ready to tell your story. Be ready to wake up the others. Be ready to change others' life. You can touch thousands of lives. Live to your maximum light, joy, and potential, and that will heal his soul and help him wake up. But if it's a frog, then take him to the field and leave him there, even if it's a twin flame. If it's a twin flame, when you start shining, then the shine will appear in him. Little by little will grow higher, 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 and higher. It's about you. I have made a video about powerful healers. I will add 2 more regression specialists in a couple of weeks when their websites are going to be ready. I will share with you whatever I can to help you. I am wishing you be joyful, be light, be an eternal, immortal self inside of you. We have come to unite with our twins, but it's not gonna happen until you unite with you. Then there is a hope that the dark side is gonna lose control over him. He's gonna screw the ego and live by his soul. That's all I wanted to tell you. Namaste and love, love, love to all.